On the world news tonight from Babagagede Imo Television, first the headlines. Tinubu jets to Dubai Wednesday for COP28 summit. Tinubu writes Senate on 2024 budget presentation. Emefiele to remain in prison over failure to meet 300 million naira bail. Our government agencies, departments mismanaged 183.9 billion naira COVID-19 funds. Reps promise to end strikes in universities. On sports, it's unacceptable. Leverkusen chief slams AFCON 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu will on Wednesday depart Abuja for Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to attend the COP28 Climate Summit, his spokesman Ajuri Ngelale has said. At the world's latest summit, which will take place on December 1 and 2, 2023 with the theme Unite, Act and Deliver, Tinubu will deliver a national statement highlighting Nigeria's stance on various thematic issues, including renewable energy and climate financing. The president will be accompanied by senior government officials to the summit, also known as the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference, or Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC COP28. Mindful of the severe impact of climate change on Nigeria, such as desertification, flooding, erosion, drought, and national security risk arising therefrom, President Tinubu will maximize the opportunity afforded by the platform to advocate increased financial and technical support for developing nations, while reminding developed countries of their public pledge to provide $100 billion annually for support to localized initiatives to address climate change-related challenges, the statement partly read. The President's message will also focus on holding businesses and institutions accountable, reflecting Nigeria's dedication to sustainable and responsible practice. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signaled his readiness to present the 2024 appropriation bill to a joint session of the National Assembly on Wednesday, November 29 by 11 a.m. President Tinubu made this known in an executive communication conveyed to the Senate on Tuesday. Tinubu's letter of intent was read at plenary by Senate President Godswill Akpabio today. Former Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Governor Godwin Emefiele will remain imprisoned for failing to meet the 300 million naira bail condition ordered by a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. The court also adjourned the case to January 18, 2024 for the continuation of trial. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) had arraigned Emefiele on a 6-count amended charge bordering on fraud. Emefiele was arraigned before Justice Hamza Muhazu. Emefiele's counsel, Mr. Matthew Borka-San, had secured the application for his bail earlier. The 6-count charges against Emefiele are that you, Godwin Ifeanyi Emefiele, male adult, corruptly confer on advantage on Tade Ramalo Yaro, a staff of the CBN, by awarding contract for the supply of 37 Hilux vehicles at cost of 854.7 million naira in 2018, corruptly confer an advantage on a company where CBN staff is a director by awarding a contract for the supply of one Toyota Avalon at a cost of 99.09 million naira, conferring corrupt advantage contrary to Section 16 of ICPC Act Toyota Land Cruiser V8 in 2019 at a cost of 73 million naira. Illegal award of the supply of Toyota Land Cruiser V8 73.8 million naira. And the fifth one, award of contract for supply of 2 Toyota Hilux in 2020, 44.2 million naira. Illegal purchases of 43 vehicles between 2018 and 2020 at rate of 1.2 billion naira. Company involved April 1616 Investment Limited. Moving on to the next story. The House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee on Monday kicked off a full-scale probe into the alleged mismanagement of COVID-19 intervention funds by ministries, departments, and agencies of government. A member of House of Representatives, Yam Panzakari, had in October moved a motion for the probe of MDAs accusing them of mismanaging funds totaling 183.9 billion naira meant to address COVID-19 pandemic between 2020 and 2023. Addressing the opening session, the chairman of the committee, Bamidele Salam, warned MDAs that the committee would not listen to pleas for an extension of time. The committee is probing over 60 MDAs, over several billions of naira intervention funds allocated to them during the COVID-19, and we have given them enough time to prepare for this exercise. The committee will not entertain any extension of time from any of the MDAs. The committee is not after any individual or groups. We are going to be diligent in carrying out our assignments. The lawmaker charged the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to make available relevant and competent personnel to assist the committee in delivering on its assignment. The committee directed the Chief Medical Director of the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital, Professor Yusuf Jibrin, to reappear before it on Thursday with relevant documents to back up the funds released to the institution to fight the pandemic. The House of Representatives Committee on University Education has promised to work towards ending recurring strikes in Nigerian universities. Rep. Abubakar Fulata, the chairman of the committee, made this known at a meeting with the Executive Secretary of the National University Commission and Vice Chancellors of Federal Universities in Abuja today. This kind of meeting is necessary considering the fact that it is new government, new assembly, new committee, and new committee leadership, he said. He said the House leadership had created 6 committees out of the previous 2 for quality oversight. Fulata said that the committee was working towards ensuring equity, quality, reliability, easy access, and a rewarding university education. It is unfortunate that Nigerian university education today is facing serious challenges, spanning strike actions, cultism, insecurity, drug peddling, and immoral acts, he said. He said the challenges required collective effort to address them, including the intervention of the committee and the contributions of all well-meaning Nigerians. In his response, the acting executive secretary, NUC, Professor Chris Miyaki, said that Nigerian universities were faced with a lot of challenges. The Directorate of Citizens' Rights, DCR, from the Ministry of Justice in Ekiti State, has filed a lawsuit on behalf of Ekiti Bond Chief Damilola Adeparusi, popularly known as Chief Demi, against Pastor Jeremiah Adoki and Ekiti State Police Command for alleged infringement on the chief's rights. The DCR is also seeking compensation of 10 million naira for damages on behalf of the student chief. Chief Dami rose to fame after our unsuccessful cook-a-thon challenge to break the Guinness World Record in June. The DCR also asked the courts that a restraining order be enforced to prevent Adegoke and the police from rearresting Chief Dami. A lawsuit was filed barely a week after Chief Dami was reportedly arrested on the order of Adegoke, who was a pastor. Adegoke is the head pastor of Spirit World Global Mission, an Ekiti-based church that reportedly sponsored Chief Dami's record-making cook-a-thon. The controversy between Chief Dami and a pastor started in October after the 24-year-old raised alarm over alleged relentless threat and intimidation from individuals whom she tagged people of God and a pastor. The 300-level mass communication student of the Federal University, Oyekiti, said that she had been threatened and bullied, making her living in constant fear for her life. The exact bone of contention between the chief and her once supportive pastor is still vague, and their dispute appears to have been a fallout of the failed cook-a-thon. Following Chief Dami's public outcry, Adegoke, in a letter signed by his lawyers, Bisayo Sile, and co-legal practitioners, dated 23 October 2023, demanded a retraction of the alleged defamatory statement on social media, an apology on 2 widely read national dailies, and payment of a sum of 22 million naira for damages. Some passengers who boarded a plane from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos, have recounted their ordeals after the plane, which was meant to carry the passengers to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, landed at the Asaba Airport in Delta State. The incident, which happened on Sunday, threw many passengers into confusions, as some of them said upon landing at the Asaba Airport, the crew still announced to them that they had arrived at Abuja. One of the passengers, who gave her name simply as Telma, said she thought she was dreaming and had to take pictures of the airport as evidence. In an interview late Sunday, Telma said the pilot of the United Airlines flight apologized to passengers that he got the wrong flight plan. Telma, we were surprised and shocked, especially when one of the crew members announced that we had arrived in Abuja. Telma said when the flight took off in Lagos, they suspected that it might be going the wrong route because it was flying by the coast lane, which she noted was unusual. A Kano politician, Dawisu Yakase, who was also on the plane, said it was obvious the pilot was given the wrong plan from Lagos. The Ogun State Police Command has made a significant progress in apprehending suspected armed robbers and recovering firearms and ammunition from three armed men that have invaded Odiremo and Ipawa, raping female students and continue to terrorize the tertiary institution within that area. The suspect at first denied, but a victim of their last robbery operation identified one of them out of the three-man gang of young men terrorizing Gateway Polytechnic. Following a security summit organized by the Commissioner of Police, CP Alamutu Mustafa, in response to recent shootings incident at Gateway Polytechnic, a proactive operation was conducted based on intelligence. On the 27th of November 2023, the police, in collaboration with other security agencies, implemented a stop and search operation in Oderemo. During the operation, a gang of three suspected armed robbers, young men, were intercepted on a motorcycle. The suspect attempted to evade arrest by resorting to violent means to escape, but were eventually apprehended. The suspect arrested are being profiled as Taiwo Oredoyin, male, 27 years old, Taiwo Kuti, male, 35 years old, and Folorunsho Said, male, 36 years old, all belonging to Ishara town in Ogun State. Upon conducting a search on them, police officers discovered one locally fabricated pistol with 2 live cartridges, as well as 2 Samsung phones in their possession. The arrested suspects are currently undergoing interrogation as part of the preliminary investigation. Upon completion of this phase, they will be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for more in-depth and discreet investigation. The Lagos State Police Command reported a significant breakthrough in ensuring public safety as officers, while conducting a stop and search duty at Y Junction K2 on November 27, 2023, discovered an individual in possession of 3 locally made single-barrel pistols. The suspect, identified as 24-year-old Solomon Ogunaike, was apprehended by officers from the K2 division. The firearms, wrapped in a brown cloth, were found during a routine check, underscoring the importance of proactive police measures in maintaining community security. The command has initiated an investigation into the matter to unravel the circumstances surrounding Ogunaike's possession of the illicit weapons. The discovery of locally made pistols raises concerns about the potential threat posted by such firearms in the hands of individuals. The police swift action in apprehending the suspect reflects their commitment to curbing the proliferation of illegal firearms and weapons and ensuring the safety of residents in the region. And as the investigation progresses, authorities will seek to uncover any possible links to criminal activities and determine the origin of the seized firearms. The incident highlights the ongoing effort by law enforcement to enhance public safety through rigorous and vigilant measures, reinforcing the importance of community cooperation in the fight against illegal arms possession and associated criminal activities rocking Lagos State. Moving on to the foreign story. The first of 3 U.S. humanitarian aid flights for Gaza will arrive in North Sinai in Egypt and will be delivered to the enclave by the United Nations. A senior Joe Biden administration official said during a press briefing that tomorrow we will have the first of 3 relief flights that are facilitated by the unique capabilities of the U.S. military that will be arriving in North Sinai in Egypt. These will be bring all series of items, medical items, food aid, winter items, given that winter is coming in Gaza for the civilian population, and these will be delivered by the United Nations to civilians in need in Gaza, the official said on Monday. The official said 2 more flights will arrive in Egypt in the coming days, while the Biden administration continues to work with regional partners on how to increase the flow of aid to Gaza. Since October 21st, more than 2,000 trucks with humanitarian aid have crossed the border into Gaza at the Rafah crossing, the official added. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has so far resulted in the death of nearly 1,200 people in Israel and nearly 15,000 people in Gaza, as well as the West Bank since October 7th, with thousands wounded in the Palestinian enclaves. Lastly, on sports. Bayer Leverkusen are contemplating legal action to prevent their African players from being called up for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON finals in Cote d'Ivoire next year, January. This is according to the German Bundesliga side Chief Executive Officer Fernando Caro, with Ivory Coast are set to host the tournament between 13 January and 11 February 2024. Amin Akli, Morocco, Odlion Kusono, Ivory Coast, Edmond Tapsoba, Burkina Faso, Nathan Tella, and Victor Boniface, both Nigeria, are all in the books of Leverkusen. It is unacceptable that the Africa Cup is being played in the middle of the season, Caro said. In order to change that, I will enter into a dispute with FIFA. We are also checking whether there is a legal chance of not having to release the players. That is not realistic, and in principle, I don't want to prevent anyone from taking this step. Adli, Kutono, Tipsova, Tella, and Boniface are all expected to be included in their respective country squad for the 2023 AFCON finals holding on in Cote d'Ivoire. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's world news. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu jets to Dubai Wednesday for COP28 summits. Tinubu writes Senate on 2024 budget presentation. Emefiele to remain in prison over failure to meet 300 million naira bail charge. Our government agencies, departments mismanaged 183.9 billion naira COVID-19 funds. Reps promise to end strikes in Nigeria universities. On sport, it's unacceptable. Leverkusen chief slams AFCON. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagidi Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagidi Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Moviwe Rabila Lawal. Good evening.